Well, hello, good morning. Good morning to everyone out there, and welcome, Linda Armstrong. I'm going to introduce you in just a second. So, if you're interested in getting unstuck, or if you have some nagging ailments that just won't go away, or some doctors are dumbfounded by what's going on with you, it might be time to consider alternative therapies. And in particular, it's around the therapy of energy medicine. And Linda here is a certified energy healer. We'll get to that in a minute. But I want to read what Dr. Oz had to say, and everyone out there must know who Dr. Oz is. And I found this great article on ABC News. And the title of it is Dr. Oz on Complementary Medicine, Challenge the Status Quo. I'm a big fan of challenging the status quo. How about you, Linda? Yeah, you are, for sure. When you hear what Linda does, you're like, oh, yeah, she's like, this is not status quo, which I love. So Dr. Mehmet Oz, a world-famous heart surgeon, is advocating another type of medicine that does not require a scalpel. It's called complementary medicine. And then he goes on to say, according to Oz, energy medicine is at the forefront of healing, but he acknowledges that it is sometimes he's a lone pioneer in this field. And he said, I'm sure people think I'm out in left field, playing by myself. But I'm here to tell you that that is not true. Well, yes, it can feel true in the medical world, of doctors and nurses and surgeons and traditional medicine. So in the realm of the Mind, Body, Spirit Network, which is where I am working, and by the way, my name is Liz Garcia. I'm founder and editor-in-chief of the Mind, Body, Spirit Network, and I love to bring in alternative and complementary healers and really gifted individuals, and that's what we're doing today. And our focus is on energy healing and alternative ways to do energy healing, and there's quite a few different modalities out there now that are popping up around other, I think it's really popping up around people's intuitive expertise or, whatever it is that you resonate with is kind of what people I'm finding are finding other modalities that they integrate into their traditional energy medicine work. So I want everyone to meet Miss Linda Armstrong. She is a certified energy healer, and she probably really started with Reiki. Is that true? You started as a Reiki practitioner, Linda?
I started with Law of Attraction coaching.
Really? Before energy healing?
Yeah.
Wow. You need to come a little bit closer to your mic, Linda. You're a little hard to hear.
Okay.
But you are also a certified Theta healer, and I've worked with another practitioner who practices Theta healing. It's a pretty powerful energy type of modality that requires, I could be wrong, gifted intuitive abilities. Like you're really tuned into clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, right?
Oh, yes. And
actually, part of that.
That actually grows as you're working with.
Yeah. And you're also what's called a gate method facilitator. Now, that's another type of energy modality?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't want to get ahead of us because I want to hear all that you do.
Okay.
And I have to say I work with a lot of alternative types, and I've met a lot of intuitives and energy healers and all types of alternative modalities, and they're all fun in their own way. But Linda gave me a nice taste of her Theta healing yesterday, and it's so fascinating to realize that there's typically way more going on in your consciousness, unconsciousness, and belief systems that are causing problems. Would you say that's true, Linda?
Oh, absolutely. And most that we're not aware of, because it's subconscious.
Right. Now, why don't you let's introduce people to Theta healing. What's going on there? And I have had a dose of it, and I kind of understand it, but it feels like you guys get a blueprint, an energetic blueprint of what's going on in somebody's being.
Well, we make a connection with someone, right? And first of all, we'll just, can start in a conversation to see what that person is wanting to, what they want to experience, what they want to release, what they want to bring into life, whatever it may be. And through conversation, you kind of figure out intuitively, as well as logically, what is actually going on for them. And then you can do some muscle testing around it. And actually, while we're doing the muscle testing, that comes up depending on what beliefs are showing through the process. We see if these beliefs, whether you have them or not. So you get some clarity as to where to go with the healing just by testing the beliefs that you hold. Right? So if you want to double your income this year, and it sounds like a great thing to do, right? But through conversation and asking a few questions about that, you'll uncover what might be blocking, because all of a sudden thoughts come in like, why you can't do that? Or I've tried it before, or I don't, things will come up where I don't think I have it in me to do this, or whatever it might be. It'll show up. And we muscle test it.
Now, we muscle tested yesterday, which I'm a big proponent of. It's also called applied kinesiology. And it came to me through a book called Power versus Force, which is, are you familiar with that book, Linda? Yeah. So it's studying the map of consciousness and understanding where truth is in consciousness. So I'm like, I'm all about the truth. I want to stop kidding myself and let's find out the truth of the matter. So it was very helpful to do this muscle testing with you yesterday, and we did it remotely. Why don't you tell them about that and the importance of muscle testing? What's happening there?
And also remotely, because energy is energy. So whether you're in the room with me or right now through a video,
yeah,
you're connecting energetically. There's no barriers, no bounds, because it's energy.
Yeah.
So I forgot your question.
So tell people why muscle testing is important, first of all.
Because your system knows what's going on. Your energy field knows. So we're tapping into that knowing, that part of, because you're way bigger than this body that's containing this energy. And it's so big. So through asking your body, asking these questions, and whether there's different ways to muscle test, you'll get an answer, a yes or a no answer, to whether you hold this belief, yes or no. I am successful. You get a yes, great. If you get a no, well, we want to change that.
Yeah.
In theta healing, you actually go up into a theta brainwave, and you connect with Creator, with all that is, with the energy of everything. And through a process of working with Creator, it's not me that does the work, it's Creator. I'm tapping into the energy. I'm the vessel. I'm just channeling the healing. We can change the beliefs. We can do healings. Lots of people have instantaneous healing. But, that may not happen because possibly you have, and many of us do, beliefs around it's impossible to have an instantaneous healing.
Right. That gets in the way.
That gets in the way. So you want to clear things, you want to pull things out of the way, and then you can do the healing work where you ask for the healing and it comes through.
And many will think you're tapping into Creator, like, what do you mean?
Well, I know.
Or they won't believe you, like, you're not doing that.
That's why you have to experience for yourself.
I agree.
You pointed out before, you were surprised I didn't come to energy healing first. I started out as a law of attraction coach, which is all about energy.
Yeah.
The healing thing just developed. I've been guided to these different modalities along the way.
Yeah.
And I never, when I was younger, thought I would ever be an energy healer.
Right. Or intuitive.
But it develops.
I was pretty amazed by the type of visuals that you get when you're sharing what you're seeing with me, yesterday when we're doing this. And I'd love to point out that, I think I know me, right? I know me. And then my body told me, no, you don't. When we did some testing, which was very enlightening. Well, and if you go through this exercise with Linda, she's not doing anything. She's just present, watching what's happening. And my body's telling me clearly, which I found pretty amazing, because I was testing myself, and my body was telling me, you may think that's what it is, but your belief is not that. So you got to keep in mind that this is something that came to me, that even though you have, your body's telling you something negative, it's only telling you that you have a negative belief around it. It's not true.
Right.
It's right. If you don't change that negative belief, then you're going to cause disruption in the body, and then you're going to like need to go see Dr. Oz, who's going to have to cut you open or whatever. We don't want that.
So I'm just assisting you to peel away the layers.
Right.
From that power that you truly have. And a lot of people are afraid of their own power. And so there's all these blocks that are going to prevent you to actually move forward where you want. And it really doesn't always have to make sense. That's why it's an energetic thing. Right?
Yeah, right.
I can even bring that into the gate therapy that I do, the gate healing.
Yep.
Because, again, you know, your body is the vehicle you travel the planet with. You are energy that is infinite, but you live in your body, right?
Yeah.
So, and the thing about energy healing, which is so important, it's like a tune-up. So if you travel your car around on the roads in life, right?
Yeah.
You get a tune-up. Something goes wrong, you fix it. You know, like, that's what you do.
Yeah.
With energy work, with the human body, with our spirit, we want to handle the energy out here before it gets into the body.
Exactly.
So this is really the whole point of it. That's why, for me, it's the best preventative medicine there is.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Right. You can't pop a pill for this, right? Because it's energy. And the thing is, when you experience it, you know it. You feel it. You feel a shift taking place. So that's why I want to go to the gate healing work I do, because it works with the body, the vehicle that we travel with.
I definitely want to talk to that. I just want to make one comment, because I've felt this for a long time, and you said it, but I'm going to say it again so we all hear it.
Okay. That
this type of alternative preventative medicine, if you start, do a little tune-up every year while you're young, so you can figure out what kind of negative thought pattern do I have going on, or negative belief that's going to cause me to get cancer. Like, let's unravel that. And cancer is typically resentment, right? Yeah. Anger and resentment and stuff. So, I mean, Louise Hayes has a whole book on the different emotions and how they're affecting you. So I feel like eventually we're going to get it, so that we go to preventative health people like you, especially intuitives that are actually seeing beyond the physical. You're seeing the metaphysical. Yeah. And saying, all right, we got to nip this in the bud before you have to go into surgery 20 years from now. And that costs you $50,000 when you could have done a nice little, Jiffy Lube, $100 whatever.
Actually, that's a good point, because that's what went through my head immediately. It's like, think about the money that's spent on medicine.
I know, it's crazy.
It's not healing your body unless it's from the earth, natural. It's causing more problems. And this is proved all the time, but it's huge out there, the medical world, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's not all bad. I mean, medicine has made huge leaps for sure, but it gets tainted by money and greed. Right. Which is too bad.
We want to make sure that your energy is clear, so that your body doesn't have to take on dis-ease, right? Dis-ease in the body. So that's what it's all about. Yeah. And really, once you do it, you're going to want to do this regularly.
Yeah. And plus it feels good. Yeah. I felt really yummy when I was going through this with you yesterday. I have to say, I'm like, ooh, can I take a nap now?
I like to call it a spiritual massage, really.
Yes.
That's what it is.
So before we go to gate, just a second, I want to talk about your intuitive gifts, because, psychics, that word has a negative connotation. I think it's changing, because there's so many truly gifted intuitives, mediums, psychics. They all have similar type of gifts. But I want you to share what information you're receiving when you're working with somebody, and what does it feel like, look like, sound like to you? Like, tell us your process of what you're seeing, because I find that fascinating.
Okay, so for me, it's more like a precognizance, like a knowing, like I just know something.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see pictures, but mostly I'm seeing, but it's not like, I can't explain it, to tell you the truth.
Oh, well, good. That's okay.
Information comes in, and it doesn't have to make sense to me. And sometimes I'm thinking, no, I can't say that. Where'd that come from?
Yeah.
but I know better to just trust it, because if it's coming in, there's a reason for it. And
Right.
so I'll just say what I'm feeling. Sometimes you just feel it, see it, you just know it in some way. Share that information, and then all of a sudden the person you're working with is like, oh my God, I can't believe it. When I was 8 years old, whatever.
Yeah.
It's bringing up the information because there's something that occurred at that time that needs to be cleared. Because a lot of this is born when we're children.
Right.
We look up at the big people as knowing better than us, right? We kind of give our power away.
Yeah.
So we take experience in the mind of a child as to this is bad, this is good, this is me, oh, I'm stupid because that kid told me I'm stupid.
Right.
And it may take hold in such a way that it affects you the rest of your life.
That is I had that exact story come to light to me, that I had this belief of disappointment since I was 5. And so I have proof that I have to try super hard to get anything I want because I expect to be disappointed. So when I heard that, and I'm telling you, just meeting with someone like Linda who brings to light the issue is the bridge to awakening many times. And that is all I had to hear. I'm like, oh my God, really? So I said, okay, I'm not going to be disappointed anymore. I'm going to enjoy every moment. And it may not be the result I want, but you know what? There's always something that's good. I can find, I'm Susie Sunshine. I'll find something out of a little piece of gold out of whatever. And it's proving to turn it around. But I think even just your ability to bring stuff to light, Linda, that is enough even. I mean, beyond the energy healing that's going on, hearing that can shift somebody. It helped me to hear it.
I know, we could talk forever.
I know.
I'll tell you just a quick example where I actually didn't do very much, and the person I was working with got so much healing from it. But it wasn't me. It was the energy.
Yeah.
You call it, I don't know, creator, God, all that is, whatever name you have for that, flowing through. Maybe it was archangels. I work with all of this, ascended masters, all that energy is what I'm working with. So this person was only here working on a fire alarm system. He was a fireman, and he was at 9/11 and went through major trauma. Now, he was here while I was doing a meditation group, so he kind of was being drawn to me, and he started sharing his story with me. I wasn't really having a healing session with him, but he was there, and he was explaining his experience, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I can't do this. I don't know what to do here. So I just gave it up. I'm like, okay, spirit, whoever, I need help. This guy needs help, and I feel like it's even above what I can do. This is where my mind was. So I just kind of surrendered to, I'm going to be there for him and just do whatever I can do. But mostly I just listened to him. He started having his whole body sweating, shaking, heart palpitations. He was releasing so much energy, because when you release the energy, usually you'll feel something physically. And that's why I like the gate healing method, because you can feel the energy as it leaves in that moment.
Yeah.
It's like instantly. He couldn't sleep at night and he's been to therapy after therapy after therapy, giving him drugs. Nothing was helping him. Well, after this experience with me, and I tell you, I feel like I did nothing but be the channel for him.
Yeah.
He was able to sleep with him.
Nice.
He let go of so much.
Well, you know what you did, my love? You brought in love.
Absolutely. Because that's
totally. That's a very high frequency intention. And you let go and said, you know what? Let go and let God. And you clearly know how to do that. And it's fun to just do that. It's like, okay, I'm going to be the channel of love right now. And that's what you did.
Well, that's what all energy healers do. We channel love. Love is the energy that heals.
Yes. So I want to bring something up while we're here, because we could have, skeptics in the audience, which is okay. Although, skepticism calibrates as a low frequency. I'm a student of consciousness, so I'm going to bring it up in every interview because it's good stuff. Okay. Pardon me for this diversion. But when I studied with Dr. David Hawkins' Power versus Force and Map of Consciousness, you brought up angels and archangels and ascended masters. And scientific research that he has done proves angels exist, and they calibrate at a very high frequency of unconditional love and joy. They exist. Archangels exist.
Oh, yeah.
They calibrate at a huge frequency, and if you were to be in their presence, you'd probably like poof away like a dandelion in the wind because they're so high frequency love, and you'd be glad to go. You're like, I'm out of here.
Oh, let me tell you, I've felt it working with people where I feel huge because at that time I had Archangel Michael with me.
Yeah.
I'll just add this because I know we're talking about skeptics. Even if you're a skeptic, if you're listening, you're cracking open. There's something here for you.
Right.
That your soul is longing to hear. And that's okay if you're a skeptic because you're going to hear more and eventually you're going to open.
Right. If there's a longing, there's some truth. Our intention is to speak truth, and that's why I study consciousness. It's like, what's true? And I used to, my sister is an integrated energy therapist, which is angel healing. Mm-hmm. And I used to think, I was a total skeptic, and I thought she was wacky until I started to experience the same type of interaction. I'm like, okay, sorry, Franny, I didn't mean to doubt you. And then when I studied Hawkins and I understood angels exist, that frequency is like a radio exists of, unconditional love and joy. They're there. They're like, hey, I'm here to be that for you. So that's cool. All right. So I just wanted to put that out there because, I used to be a major skeptic. But I always had a inclination to alternative thought and things like that. And anyway, we want to get on to the gate method energy healing because you have a passion for that, it appears. I want to hear about your gate method facilitator. What does that mean and what's going on in that modality?
Okay. That modality works through the body. So, so with work, say if we want to do some, work with whatever it is you want to manifest, whether it's healing within your body, whether it's, bringing in more love, more money, more anything, accomplishing, getting into the college of your choice, whatever it is, through the gate, we can set up something which we call an embodiment. So you're going to bring your intention into your body and you're going to ask your body, show me how it would feel, what it would be like in general as I get into the college of my choice, whatever, as I am accepted by blah, 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 whatever it is, you're going to state it like it's real right now. Because of course that's energy and we can do like a whole show on that.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like a law of attraction process too, isn't it, Linda? To embody the feeling?
Everything's law of attraction.
True.
Whatever is energy you bring back in. Now, the words you say, the frequency of the energy of your body have to match your words. Otherwise, it's not going to work, right? Because what you're going to get is what you feel in your body. If you say, I am wealthy, but you feel poor because you got people knocking on your door for money, and that's the energy you're holding, guess what? They're going to keep knocking on your door because you're sending that energy out. Yeah. Find your way to get to where you can hold the energy of feeling that prosperous wealth or whatever it is that you want. You even fake it till you make it. You got to just feel the energy. That's what you send out with your words. So that's a little bit off track. But anyway, we're bringing this into the body. You have resistance to what it is you want to create in your life. Your body will tell you. So as I work with people and we set up what it is they want, we tell the body, show me how it would be, what it would feel like. And all of a sudden you're getting a pain in your head, or your throat tightens up, and you're coughing, right? And again, it can relate to the chakras. You've got gurgling in your belly. You feel pressure on your chest. I have people who will like literally shake. You get hot, you get cold, like anything can turn on. And this is letting me know there's resistance to this. This cannot be I don't hold the energy of that. There's something blocking it. I work to clear those blocks. And again, it's logical and it's intuitive because sometimes it doesn't make sense what comes through. So I never question it because I know if it's coming through, I'm being told this is what you need to clear. Right. It's really quite an experience because say someone all of a sudden feels this pressure on their chest, they can't breathe, or they have to clear their throat, they got a pain in their head. I do a clearing for whatever I feel that block is, and it instantly goes away. Just gone. They're gone again. So what we do is I just clear everything that comes up around this desire, because, okay, that'll clear, but maybe something else turns on as we're working on it. So I just keep clearing the things that show up, and you feel it in your body, in the actual vehicle that your soul travels this earth with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all about, and so it's like theta healing and gate, they do the same thing. And I like the way they mesh together very well, for me anyway, because they each have their strengths as to how to release that energy. And some people work better with one than the other.
Yeah.
I'll do both modalities with it. Depends on how they react to what we're working on.
So I have a feeling like the gate method for me, I was feeling resistance because I don't like to, I have a hard time feeling what you're trying to tell me to do. It's like there's resistance to that for me. And we would have to clear that resistance in order for me to do the gate thing, because I have issues with people telling me to visualize something or to feel something. I'm like, I feel like I'm put on the spot and I got to perform. So I got to get rid of the, I'm not good enough crap.
Because you don't have to do anything. You're just saying the words. Your soul's going to do the rest of it.
Okay, well, still. So, well, there's an example where you would probably feel there's a method that's going to work better for one or the other, or you mix both, like you said, which I love when you start to craft your own way. Yeah. You're using, and I too am doing the same thing. I take little pieces and put together my own tool set that's really effective, and it's fun that you.
And it's funny, I'm getting like head to toe goosebumps right now because it so resonates. That yesterday, it was baffling my mind why I didn't get to gate, right? But I'm like, I just trust what comes in.
Yeah.
So, we needed to do theta healing.
I know. That's because I wasn't going to let you do gate. Because I have this underlying stuff. I don't want to be put on the spot for some reason. Right. You're going to tell me to feel? I don't want to. Don't tell me. It's hard for me at the moment. So. You know
what? That'll be a fun thing to clear. Because
okay. Yeah, we got to clear that first.
Yeah.
So I love that intuitives like you, and it's obvious in your response to me that stuff keeps coming in after the session. And the fact that you sent me that angel card, I loved that. And then this morning, you're all gung-ho about bringing in a romantic relationship for me, which I assume just you're like feeling it, right? Or like you felt it before we even started. Stuff is happening. You're getting information and you're gung-ho about helping people. So you're like, let's get going, Liz.
I'll tell you something else about that. Oftentimes when people come in person especially, and before they even sit in my chair, because I'm just in one chair, they're in another chair. We just have a conversation. I'm not hands-on at all with this work. They're already releasing. They're like, oh my God, I just got a headache walking through the door. Or my throat, they're like coughing. So things will turn on. And in fact, I had a session booked yesterday with a woman, a new person to work with. She had to cancel because she got sick. Like, okay, let me tell you what this is.
Yes.
This is the clearing already taking place, because we're much bigger than this body and the brain that is operating it and all those things.
Yeah. You're going to get the ticker started when you meet somebody. You're like, I'm working on you right now. So the meter's running, even though you wouldn't do that. I'm just, being funny. Because you're already doing the work. Both of you are doing the work with the intention. And I certainly have come to appreciate that. I get intention, so I know the work is already well ahead of the game. So we were well prepared yesterday, actually.
I'll share one more thing. I know maybe this is going a bit long, but since you just said that, just like the one guy who came in where I didn't have a session, but he was a 9/11 survivor. I mean, this guy was trapped in the elevator shaft for like a week. And
holy crap!
Only 2 people survived.
Jeez.
The woman he was saving and taking her into the elevator shaft. I mean, it was really. But anyway,
that's huge.
Just at a party I was at a party with one of my friends, just talking to her. She's a massage therapist. And she was telling me how she looks in the mirror after she gives massage and she feels drained, like she looks old. And so I asked her, well, don't you clear your energy? when you're working with people before and after? She's like, no.
Oh, she's the massage therapist? She's doing...
Massage therapist. But she didn't know she was taking on everybody's energy, and that's why it was dragging her down.
Ooh.
So just in having a conversation, I'm just telling her about what probably is going on, and this is things that you can do and all that. She's actually doing it as I'm talking to her. And she had the healing she had to sit down. She's like, is it really hot in here? Oh, we have to sit down, because she was going to faint.
Wow.
So much release.
Yeah.
When you're ready to release, you're going to release. And it's going to show up for you. So like even the skeptics out there.
Yes.
You might want to explore this a little bit more, because if you're here listening to it right now, there's something there for you.
It's called law of attraction if you're here.
Yes.
Spirit is like, hello, do I have to knock you over the head? Yeah. I'm talking to you.
You know what? And sometimes we have to get knocked over the head. And that's why there is things like illness.
Yes.
Yeah. There's always a purpose for everything. It's like, what are you going to learn from it?
Yes. So we have a lot to cover still. So I want to bring up some examples of how you can be blind to what's really going on. So you have some examples here. Let's talk about the young woman that wouldn't eat. What was going on there, and what did you discover?
Okay, she's a very young, 17, and she couldn't hold down food very well. She was sick all the time. She went to doctor after doctor, and they could not figure out what was wrong with her. But they wanted to medicate her. And the mom, good mom, was like, I'm not giving her drugs. You don't even know what is wrong with her.
Yeah.
She heard about me through actually a medium friend of mine, and they sent her here. I had one session with this girl. And actually, she was one who like twitched, full body twitching. But that was the release. It was the energy. It wasn't like resistance. It was the energy leaving. She had so much trapped energy. What I had discovered, what came to me, was that this was all related to the death of her grandfather 2 years prior. So, medical doctor's not going to pick up on that.
No.
So I did work around that, clearing this energy with her. During that session, she even felt the presence of her grandfather with her.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I could go even...
That alone is worth its weight in gold right there. To realize that they are still present.
Oh, my God.
Right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, with a body, without a body, spirit never dies. You are infinite energy.
I've had I'm a bit of a mystic, an unwitting one. And I have different levels of knowingness. So some of it, I call it intuition. Sometimes I get epiphanies. Sometimes I get premonitions. And then other times I get revelations, which is of a quantum nature when I get it, because I don't know what to do with it. Because it's overwhelming. Like, oh my God, I don't believe it. But I've had revelations that we are powerful and eternal and infinite. Twice I've had that. It's like, Liz, if you don't believe me, let me show you again. I'm like, holy crap. I mean, it's phenomenal information, but I just, we're here to shift the paradigm of closed-mindedness and thought. All right, so let's talk about some more cases, because I think it's interesting. I want to talk about the gentleman who lost his job, because that's, that can be emotionally devastating for men, because they won't, express emotion, and they'll feel bad about it. So he actually had a very high-level job and lost it, and he became very depressed. So I had worked through meditation groups with his wife, and she said, I really want him to come and see you. So he came. He was even a bit reluctant to come. But he came, and I started working with him, and he was able to even just tell, through conversation, telling me different things in his life, different things that he was feeling that he would not share with anybody. Yeah.
So as he was doing this, and then I would release things attached to whatever was coming up.
Yeah.
When we were doing this session, I had to put 10 blankets on him and 5 on me, because it got so cold in the room. So because, the energy was shifting. And so as the energy was shifting, and more of that chi, that, that prana, ki, whatever you want to call that life force energy, was coming back into him, and the energy that was holding him back was releasing, the temperature in the room dropped by like 10 degrees. And this was a big room.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. That was pretty amazing. And then he felt, of course, so much lighter, brighter when he left, so much more empowered to go on and take the steps needed to land another job, which he actually did.
Yes. Cool. So I think it's a good little segue here about men repressing emotion. And I'm studying, Dr. Hawkins' book, Letting Go, The Pathway to Surrender. And it sounds like, it's spiritual. I'm not going to touch that book. I'm not going to give up anything. And that's kind of the way I looked, when I heard about surrender, I'm like, I'm not giving up anything. But then when you understand it, it's really letting go of negativity that needs to express itself. And most men aren't used to expressing, emotion except for anger. But grief and sadness and whatever those lower frequencies are, they have to come out. Not necessarily at somebody. You don't want to direct them at somebody. But that's kind of like you helped facilitate the releasing of that false energy, those buried emotions that are meaningless and they're not true. They're just old and they need to come up.
Right.
And that's when power can take over and you can make a change. So we want to love on our men out there that don't feel like they can express themselves. And it's kind of important to express yourself, just not anger. You don't express at someone, you just be with it. Like go lock yourself in a room and be angry and witness it until it just runs its course, is essentially what's going on.
Absolutely. Witnessing it is it. I mean, that's what any good coach and healer does, is they're the witness for you. They're holding this container of who you truly are. Yeah. And allowing you to step into that.
Yes. Cool. All right. So here's another, you got a lot of good ones. People, based on my analytical research online, people need help with relationships. Okay. So I want you to talk about that woman who came to you wanting assistance with finding a romantic partner.
Yes. Yeah. She was divorced and she had relationships here and there for many years, but that weren't very good. Never really that loving, true relationship for her. And so we were working on that. Now, during this session, I was using gate healing with her. And so during this session, I'm having her just embody, show me what it would be like and how would it feel in this loving relationship with the guy who really gets me, blah, 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 whatever. I don't remember what it was. Whatever we set up for what she wanted to create in her relationship. So resistance would come in. She'd have different things going on, and I'd clear them. But I kept getting the hit. The message kept coming in. Clear the energy with her dad. So I would ask her, so how's your relationship with your dad? She'd go, I was young. He passed away. It was always great. I miss him. I'm like, well, let's clear the energy with your dad. And she's like, no, I don't need to clear the energy with him. I'm like, but when we clear energy, it's only energy that is not for your highest good. So you want to clear energy with your family members always. So you keep that. Yes. And you let go of all that energy that doesn't serve your highest good. So it's all about, even with theta healing, it's all about what's for your highest and best, right? So let me just interject for a second. She's probably thinking that clearing energy means detaching from him and not having him, right? Maybe understanding fully. For some people, she actually knew that. She had done some gate healing with me before, so she kind of already even had the concept of it. Oh. Like, no, I don't need to go there, because she was very good at knowing. Because the thing is, I'm not going to clear anything that you don't want to clear. Yeah. We will. So I'll say, would you like to clear this? Would you like to clear that? Would you like to release any vows and decisions that compel you to this, that, right? So I have to get her permission. So I'd say, let's clear the energy with your dad. No, I don't need to do that. So we move on a little bit. It was probably the third time I'm like, you know what? Not going to hurt to clear the energy with your dad. Why don't we just do it? Just humor me, because I keep getting the message to do it. I think there's something there. Yeah. Like, okay. I do a clearing for this energy with her dad. And instantly she started sobbing. I mean, like out loud sobbing uncontrollably for about 2 minutes. Ooh. That's how much energy was being released. Because it comes in all different ways. For her, it came out through the sobbing. That's interesting. Yeah.
A good result. It's like, okay, well, hello. You were onto something there.
And then only a few weeks later, she was in a great relationship.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to drag out too long, but we do have one more I want to cover. And it's on a woman who had a second diagnosis of cancer. So two people diagnosed her with cancer. She didn't have it yet, or
second time cancer came back to her.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. So she had cancer once.
Yeah. Went through
recovered, it all. Had remission or whatever.
Out above. And then she finds out she has it again.
Okay.
Okay. So she calls me up. Now, she knew I did this kind of work the first time, but she wasn't really letting me in at that time. So at the first time that she had this going on in her life, I would just send her love every day. I would just send her that energy that heals everything. That's all I could do for her.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't willing to do anything else. So now this time she gets the second diagnosis and she calls me up instantly. She goes, I don't know what to do. I'm in total fear. This is like, I'm like, listen, you got to come over right now. So I had her come over and I just did a session with her around the fear and actually manifesting what it would feel like to be empowered to heal and whatever it was, I don't remember anymore, but we set up a way of dealing with it.
Yeah.
So she went through whatever releases, whatever things I had to clear to get her there. And then she found herself just in this beautiful energy and where she's seeing lights and she's feeling like an angel with her. Left the session. She walked outside. She called in her car. She calls me as she's driving on the road. She goes, I don't know what this is, but I have to say I feel enthusiastic.
Nice.
Can you imagine getting the cancer diagnosis second time around and feeling enthusiastic?
That energy will heal it. Enthusiasm.
Right. It empowered her to, okay, I'm ready for it. I'm not afraid of you. Here we are. I'm here, and this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So she actually is still going through the process, but she's doing very well. And people in her condition, what they call is her thing.
Yeah.
Most people would be very deteriorated. She's not.
Yeah.
She's not totally healed yet. A lot of the spots have dissolved.
Yeah.
So she's well on her way. And she does, I'll have to say, she does repeat work with me. So we're keeping that energy up to build her immune system while she's taking in poison, chemo, right?
So we're not saying that you cure cancer, Linda, but we are saying you as an individual have the power to heal thyself.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
It's all about, and having someone like Linda to illuminate the problems and the beliefs and the stuck energies can help you on your way to healing. And there's still, there can be a lot of fear and doubt around a cancer diagnosis, and the fear doesn't help it. So when you step into courage, I've just read about this recently, that when people step into courage and they surrender, they let go of the fear, that's when things turn around.
Right. And also, let me just clarify that I am a facilitator, right?
Yeah.
So, but you have to be a willing recipient.
Yes.
So it's not me, it's actually you that is healing yourself.
Yeah.
I'm just flowing that energy and empowering you to do that.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. One last thing before we go. Certified Law of Attraction Energy Coach. Master Certified. What's that all about? I love that. That's
really cool.
That is cool.
It's a combination of Law of Attraction Energy Coaching course, full blown out year-long course, and topped off with a full year course on energy mastery. Put them together because they're with the same organization. That's why it's Master Certified Energy Coach. So really, it's coaching and working with energy, which is the whole thing. It's just all combined into one beautiful bubble of how you can move forward in your life.
Yeah.
But, everything is energy, and really the energy you send out. So what I do, especially with coaching, is empower people to understand that and give them tools they can use so they can see when the things are coming in that are not serving them, and then how they can flip it.
Yeah. I mean, that's a huge king combo that you as a coach have. I mean, that's that understanding. I have a few other coaching friends that have that energetic understanding, which I think is really key to ongoing success. Even though a lot of coaches are intuitive and they're headed in the right direction, but to be able to illuminate it on the metaphysical level is a whole other thing. So I love that you do that. That's fantastic. All right, we got to wrap it up because we got to have another interview. So this video is going to show up on Linda's Mind, Body, Spirit Network listing page. And there'll be ways to contact her below the video all over the place, wherever we place it, Facebook, YouTube, the Mind, Body, Spirit Network, Twitter, wherever this video shows up. There will be access information to schedule some time with Linda, email her, take her. She has this fantastic test. It's called, what's it called again, Linda, the test?
It's the, which are you? How much do you love your life?
Yes, how much do you love your life? That will be available below this video too somewhere. You're just going to have to fish around. You'll find it. And then take the test and see where you're at, because you may be blindsided. You may think you know where you're at, and then you're like, okay, I guess I'm not there. And then you can connect with Linda and see how she can help you clear whatever's in the way of the life that you want to love. So thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Linda, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Liz.
And stay tuned. We're going to do another video. You'll have to look around the Mind, Body, Spirit Network of Linda. We're going to talk about the Wheel of Life, which is related to that test, and that's a whole other topic. So that'll be fun. Thanks, Linda. We'll see you soon, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and make comments wherever you can. We like to get feedback.